What's going on, my Broodwar brothers? Welcome back to another week of the KCM. Actually, it's coming rapid fire this week, guys. We've got that's right, 2 weeks of KCM in one. Of course, we've been missing a few recently, and we're gonna have a double week here. Catch things up a little bit. I think the ladies KCM is already in the finals, but they're gonna be coming out hard and fast here. Whoa. There's my overlay for our lineup here. That's looking a little funny, actually. I'm gonna have to fix that later. It's like Zerg is just a little bit too high, and the lineup is looking sick though. Let's be real. Regardless of my my misformatting here, this lineup is fucking sick. We've got Light Sharp Sack, Best Snow Mini, Jadong Hero Action. That Zerg lineup, holy shit. Actually, Zerg and Protoss looking so strong once again. Terran's gonna have a hard time competing, and I was actually planning to cheer for Terran this week. Just because they haven't had a single win, a second place or a first place yet in this season, but I think that trend may continue just looking at this lineup here, unless Sharp pulls out something amazing, which he is capable of doing. We've seen it in the past. He's one of our more aggressive Terrans, and when things go right for him, they go really, really right. When things go wrong, well, he gets knocked out early, and that's just kind of the way he plays. But let's see how it goes here with Action in the bottom right and Sharp down here in the bottom left. He's starting out with a forward barracks. That's not a barracks in the middle of the map, so we're probably not going to see a factory follow-up here. Just a bit of pressure, and it's actually in the perfect spot to put on this pressure. Closest to Action's natural here as it could possibly be, so maybe Sharp can get some good damage here. Anyway, regardless, once the damage is dealt or not dealt, that barracks will be able to lift off and fly back into the wall that's already been started there at the front of Sharp's base. Now, running here in behind the minerals, Sharp just going to hang out for a little moment here, but pretty soon he's going to have to bring this back to the front and try to build a... Oh, whoa, 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 bit of a mistake there from Action. You're really not supposed to lose that drone, but he almost ends up losing it. Only 6 HP on that. One more Marine shot, I think, would have killed that had it been quick enough to get ahead of the regeneration there. Now running by here, Action gonna try and get a surround on these Marines. Good focus fire. One drone goes down right off the bat. Oh, another great focus there on that drone in the front, but Action's starting to surround here. Another Marine does come up. Another drone goes down. This is huge damage already. I think that the bunker is finished as well. Yes, it is. This bunker is still a ways off from actually hitting anything in this position, but he is going to send some lings by. These drones can probably run by here as well. Just mineral walk over there towards the natural. I don't think there's much Sharp can do. He'll have to be defending back at home. These lings going to run around as well. So the Action just going to completely ignore this single Marine in the bunker and forces Sharp to build his second barracks there instead of inside of his main base. And this bunker does get surrounded and killed. Nicely done there, Action. From this position, what is he looking to do? It looks like a 2-base Mutalisk follow-up will be the choice here. Sharp, I think he did more than enough damage to make those early Marine pressure worthwhile. Generally, you're looking for 2 to 3 drone kills, but I believe he got 3. I actually can't remember if it was 3 or 4, but regardless, it definitely did what it was meant to do. Sharp getting his gas now, going to be getting his academy here shortly, and I think we'll just see the common follow-up here from Sharp. A couple of medics popping out, and him going across the map in order to put on that pressure before Mutalisk are out. That'll be really hard for Action to deal with. He's already struggling with the number of drones that he has. His layer is a bit late right now, so he'll definitely be forced to build some sunken colonies at the front. Everything really working out nicely here for Sharp so far. We'll see if he can keep this momentum going, though. Action is a tank. He is a beast. He will take this punishment and roll with it. If anyone can come back and make this a long macro game, it's probably Action. This guy, he knows how to play from behind. He knows how to get himself into a good macro position. This guy, late game macro Zerg through and through. Let's see if he can make it happen here. But Terran off to a good start, man. Terran definitely off to a good start. I mean, I haven't said that very often this season because I just haven't had the opportunity to. But Terran finally finding themselves in a good position in game number 1. Adding on the comsats now. He's going to go ahead and get that scan, confirm that it is in fact that Mutalisk play. And here's those 2 medics. There's the 2 creep colonies that are being forced out here. Action doing what he needs to do. This is absolutely necessary here. Adding on a 3rd hatch in main as well. That is that's curious. 2 firebats popping out here. The common reaction here to the Lings moving around and threatening the counterattack. Sharp just popping out 2 firebats, just making sure that he doesn't take any damage from that. I don't think that trying to break this is going to be a good move for Sharp, but he will run forward and just try to focus down the one sunken colony. Flings flanking in from behind, and there's still 2 sunks here, focusing down a couple of drones, but that was easily held off by Action. Sharp really not getting much out of that and loses the bulk of his Marine medic. So definitely showing some cracks here. Sharp forced the Sunkens. He forced quite a few buildings out of action, but tries to make the bust happen regardless. And he will pay for that. Losing a bit of momentum. Though he is still in a decent position, that's a bit rough. Now, Action gonna have some momentum of his own here, able to start to put on this pressure with the few Mutalisks he's able to produce. Again, he produced a ton of buildings there in the front, right? He produced 3 sunken colonies, and he threw down an emergency building there at the front. He lost a couple of drones as well. He doesn't have much money to build this Mutalisk force up, and you can see that playing out right now. With only 3 Mutalisks here, there's really not much he can do. He will send 1 Mutalisk up to the top right. I like this move, considering like 1 extra Mutalisk in the main base of Sharp is not going to make that much of a difference. You're not going to break him here, so might as well send that Mutalisk out. Just make sure that there's no unit going to block your 3rd base, and Action will take that nice and safely now. Gonna snag the 3rd way up in the top right-hand corner. That is a very long push distance for Sharp, and Action does indeed take that high ground expansion, so we're not gonna see him turtling with a bunch of Sunkens or anything like that. Instead, it's going to be that regular play. He's going to be switching things up into Lurkers here soon, and just taking things easy, taking it normal. Getting into his 3rd base with Lurkers on high ground, getting that Defiler out, and then snagging the 4th base. I think this couple of supply depots really giving Sharp a headache here. He's not really bringing any Marines down to fight this either, just letting them go down and rebuilding them in his main. I guess I can respect that play. If you don't think that you can take down Action, his Mutalisk here in the front, just let those supply depots go, I guess. And just focus on teching up and keeping yourself alive. He's only on 3 barracks here, so his Marine count is very, very low. Lose another SCV here at the back as well. Action just micring like a legend here, not allowing Sharp to move in his own base. He's even going to start to pick off some of these turrets, which is like the most well-defended location in the entirety of Sharp's base, so I'm not sure that was such a good plan. Action loses quite a few Mutalisks there, but he's got plenty more behind this. This is the power of the 3-hatch Zerg. Tons of Lings and Mutas going to be rallied up here to the front, and if Sharp moves out right now, he could be in a ton of trouble. If these Lings and Mutas surround and kill this first medic force, 3 barracks Marine is just so slow to pump out another Marine medic force of this size. So yeah, he's thinking about it. He's slowly moving out here. Double Valkyrie pops out, going for a Valkyrie here instead of the Science Vessel. But oh my god, both of those got picked off. Now he's gonna dive in here with his Mutalisks, picking off a few Marines, but those volleys from the Valkyries able to soften up those Mutas enough to where they can't actually fully engage with this Marine army. Ooh, couple of Overlords misplaced here, just kind of floating out on the map. End up getting picked off. No transition just yet into a hive, so Action trying to get something done here, or with his Mutas and Scourge, and just tons of Lings out on the map, but he's playing right into the hands of Sharp, who's going for mass Valkyrie here, and he's continuing to produce those Valkyries, just fighting back against these Mutas in the air and Lings on the ground perfectly. It's like Action gonna lose another free Muta here in the front. Only 2 Valkyries over this army and not a whole ton of Marines. Action has a lot over in front of the main of Sharp, so if he gets good connections with his Scourges here, he could end up just clearing these easily. He gets 1 connection with 1 Scourge, but both of the Valkyries go down. He even spots this dropship here in the main base. Oh man, Action kind of outplaying right now. Sharp gonna throw down a drop here in the natural. There's nothing here to defend. And Action not paying attention either. He's gonna lose a ton of drones. Man, so many drones going down there. Action really not paying attention, loses a huge majority of his economy. There's no drones up in the top right-hand corner as of yet. Action just focused completely on building up this Ling Mutalisk army and fighting it out to the finish. Tons of Lings coming over here now. And Action just gonna let this base be forced off of mining for a little while. What is this dropship doing up here? Does it actually have anything in it? I hope so. And if it does, I mean, Sharp is just gonna pick off that base and possibly just take this game. Scourge running forward, Valkyries in full retreat mode. All of the Marines in the front here do go down. Actually gonna try and dive in here. I haven't seen a game quite like this before, but Sharp just has so many Valkyries now. He finally gets his moving shot there with the Valkyries, and the final Mutalisk falls. GG is called. Action taps out. What a strange first game here to start us off. Action trying to end things desperately with Ling Muta, just not able to make it happen. Sharp full on Valkyries, man. He only produced 1 dropship, or he produced 2 dropships, excuse me, but one of them getting into the natural and dropping there really swung the game, killed off so many drones. And Action just not able to continue on. There's no transition coming. He was just trying to outmuscle his opponent. The Vultures were an interesting addition there. I guess there was a glut of minerals from Sharp. He didn't really have the production in terms of the sheer number of barracks in his main base, so might as well just pop out some Vultures, start to lay mines and clear those masses of Lings. I like it. Well, Sharp moves on. Action is first to be eliminated, and Terran starts it off with a bang, boys. All right, with that, Action is eliminated and Sharp moves on. Sharp going to be playing against Mini here on the hated map Eclipse. I believe this is what Artosis refers to as the worst map in the current map pool. It's either that or Fighting Spirit. That's not in the map pool anymore, though. Thank God. But yeah, Eclipse is a very tough map for Terran versus Protoss. It's incredibly difficult to grab that third base. It's just really far from your natural. And there's those ramps right out in front. The list goes on and on, guys. But this is a tough map. And especially for this reason right here, what Mini's about to do is steal that gas. And he sent such an early probe. He's here even before the barracks gets thrown down, so he's gonna just run through here, be a little annoying bitch, and steal that gas. This will force Sharp into playing on the back foot for quite a while. You don't really have a choice here as Sharp, except just go for a fast expand, gasless fast expand, and hope for the best, really. That's unless you want to pull off 4 or 5 SCVs and just kill that gas, and it just takes forever. And regardless, Mini could come back with the probe and just take the gas again. It's super annoying, but that is the current state of the game. Mini gonna continue to harass here, and he sends a Zealot across the map as well. Luckily, Sharp does have a good SimCity. His supply depot here on the right-hand side of this barracks will allow him a space where he can move through, but that Zealot cannot. So that's going to be giving him some micro potential. A engineering bay, everything looking pretty normal and proper here in this early game of Protoss versus Terran. Engineering bay, of course, thrown down just to slow things a little bit. Oh, no block there. Hey, what the hell? That really looked like the SCV was about to block the Zealot there, but unfortunately not able to keep that out of the base. He doesn't really lose anything though, and he's gonna throw his command center down on this high ground. Now a second Zealot arrives, and the engineering bay was cancelled. It's done its thing. It's just slowed down the Nexus by a little bit. There's that Nexus now being thrown down. The assimilator being targeted here. Zealots are now going to run up the ramp as they see an opportunity to do so. Oh man, these Marines just getting so stuck. Oh, that's so frustrating. Those Marines just not able to get between the tight little spot there that's been set up directly for this purpose to hold off the Zealots, and a third Zealot arrives. Now it's getting scary. Only 5 Marines versus 3 Zealots and a probe. That's not a very fun fight for the Terran player. It's like Mini gonna run away with this Zealot, try to buy some more time, get some more information here, maybe pick off an SCV or 2, maybe even stop this command center from being built. That would be huge. No, not able to do that for now. Now bringing down all of the 3 Zealots here to the bottom. Oh man, running forward with those Marines once again. That's just a bit of an annoying glitch on the side of Sharp. Probably right-clicked on that Zealot, but the Marines run way too far forward and don't fire until the last second. Basically run up into melee range and try to start shooting at the Zealot. It's a weird thing that sometimes happens when you're trying to basically when your life is on the line. That's the only time this really happens, is when you absolutely need your Marines to start firing at range. That's about the time when they decide to run forward, basically into melee range, and then get killed. Now, this last Zealot was just 7 HP, still alive. That Marine not able to slip between those 2 buildings. Once again, Sharp just getting super unlucky with the movement here of his Marines in this early game. And Mini's getting a fair, decent advantage off of that. He's got his Nexus up. He's slowed down this command center by quite a bit. The factory is finally done. He's got heaps and heaps of information about what Sharp is up to in this game, and now he's going to dive back on those Marines. It does get picked off, but he knows exactly what's going on right now. This engineering bay gonna come up just in time for any DTs that might be coming out. Looks like just straight Reaver, though, gonna be the follow-up from Mini. Start to torment this Terran player even more in the early game here. Does deal a little damage with these Marines, but that's gonna be fine for Mini. He's actually gonna run around here, see if maybe he can get into a position to flank these Marines. No, he's just gonna head down straight south. I wonder what these Dragoons are actually doing. Just looking for maybe an SCV that might have been sent out, or a Vulture that might have been slipped out while the Marines were pushing everything back, but Sharp had no such idea to try and do so. So Mini just taking a detour there, going for a little walk with his Dragoons. There's the siege mode. Can actually hit these Dragoons, so that's good. Unfortunately, these Dragoons cannot be hit by the tank, and the Reaver is now coming up. Looks like it'll be sent straight into the main base, most likely, unless he wants to try and break this front. He's looking for that tank on high ground. He is going to find it. That shuttle went down incredibly quickly. Uh-oh. He does dive on the second tank, though, and the second tank going down is huge. This Reaver can pick off the SCVs here now. At the bunker. Oh, my God. Massacre. At the bunker there, the SCVs just go down so far. Nice splitting by Sharp to keep some of those Marines alive and keep dealing DPS there, but now he's going to have to block this ramp. The single tank here on high ground can potentially clear this, but nice targeting. One of the shots actually gets through. 50-50 chance that those shots will miss, but Mini breaks this front. Now he's going to jump on top of this next tank. Should be able to get one more tank. And the Dragoons still running wild here in the main base. SCVs just lackadaisically running back and forth, trying to do something, but really failing to do anything. Finally does manage to trap one of these Dragoons, and will pick off the second. Oh, another Dragoon coming up here. Just needs one more SCV on that. Does get the SCV on the tank. Keeps that alive. And will start to push things back. Another Dragoon here in the front. Luckily, there's no shuttle over here right now, but another shuttle is on the way. We'll be able to drop possibly another Reaver here and potentially just end this game outright. Mini has expanded, but he's just sitting on 2 gateways, not mining at his third base. A lot of attention being used up here on the Sharp side of the map from Mini. And now he'll get back to setting up his macro. Pretty good saturation here from Sharp. Not too bad. There's that next Reaver popping out here. And Sharp is in a bad way right now, man. He's lost so many tanks. I believe it was 5 tanks that got picked off there. Maybe even more. So his tank count is desperately low. I think that he will most likely have to slow push this front and try to take a third quickly here, but not too quickly, because Mini could easily break him when he starts to get rounds out of these gateways. One missile turret there, but no high ground vision, so Mini could potentially peek in and drop a Zealot, pick off that turret there, and then go for a Reaver drop. Here comes Sharp moving forward. Is he actually going to go for an attack here? I feel like that would be near suicidal. in this situation. Mini gonna dive straight into the main. He finds the pathway. Gonna go for some kills. Nicely done, Scarab, for 4 kills already. Oh, another 4 or 5 kills. Yeah, 4 more kills here for that Reaver. Sharp just not moving his SCVs properly in that situation. Does manage to pick off the Reaver, though. And the shuttle. So deals with that attack and any potential further attacks from Mini for at least a little while here. Mini going to be on the back foot trying to macro up the best he can. He's got so many gateways now and will be pumping out a huge number of Zealots. I think all he needs here is about 2 rounds of Zealots, and he should be able to break whatever Sharp moves out with at this point. I think Sharp trying to execute an attack here is near suicidal. There's another Reaver popping down. The mine's getting great hits. The Reaver just running away for now. Oh, that was a great Reaver shot, though, picking off 2 vultures. These vultures going to run up here to the front, try to pick off some Zealots if they can. But Sharp just going to have to back away. Nothing he can get done over on this side, and I don't see a third base, so Sharp is actually committing to this attack. Guys, I think this one is doomed to fail, unfortunately. While Sharp actually moving his army back towards his natural base. Is this the point where Sharp tries to take a third? I feel like it's already too late, but it definitely stands a better chance of being actually successful if he takes a third rather than trying to push out here. I'm not sure if he can even hold on back at home with what he's got right now. Running through once again with the shuttle. I think the Goliath can pick that off. No, not quite. 2 Reaver going for the supply depots. Nice pick off there directly on that shuttle. All of the supply depots do go down, though, and Zealot's just going to run forward here. There's not enough mines, not enough vultures to cut through these Zealots, I feel. Good targeting on a lot of these dragons in the back. And the wall of tanks and vultures actually hangs on here. Really nice job by Sharp. Good setup there, and a good number of vultures added in as well, kind of feeling the moment. He needed those extra vultures. Really focusing on that production. And also picking off a probe here on the right side. That's beautiful. Gonna slow down any future attempts of expansion from Mini. And it's about time Mini takes a 4th base. He really has the money for it. And his probe count has got to be astronomical. So he is going to go ahead and throw down another base here over at the 11 o'clock position. Sharp totally aware that that is going down. He's going to try and... Is he actually pushing here? Is he actually going to go for it? This seems crazy. He's running up into the natural. That just gets picked off, though. Tanks being set up on high ground here. Maybe he's taking a good enough fight back at his own natural that he could take a fight here. But Templar with the storm all over these tanks. And tanks finally falling back. Gonna siege up here in the background. And there's just pure Dragoon running forward. He really needs to back away. There we go. Does back off with the Dragoons. Just pure Zealot being rallied forward here by Mini. Tons of shuttles, though, and no anti-air left over for Sharp. He's just rallying forward with his tanks and vultures, and that's not going to be good enough. Mini picking up Zealots, dropping them all over his opponent's tanks, and there's just nothing Sharp can do. He's going to have to run all the way back home. The 4th base is now done, and Sharp... He's just about run out of options in this game. He may stay in it for a little bit longer, but this Templar drop may be the end here. This may be the cue that Sharp was waiting for to tap out. Mini gonna move forward, clearing out more mines here, just dealing with this nicely. Not losing too many zealots and clearing these quickly so that he can get over here and stop this probe harassment from Sharp. Really the first probe harassment that Sharp's been able to get done so far this game, and that's a man who is well known for being a vulture whisperer. I don't know. Vulture whisperer? Yeah. He's just a crazy vulture user. He's always on top of his opponents, dealing damage, but in this game, it just hasn't happened. Mini's been non-stop with the aggression from the beginning, and this is what I was talking about earlier. The ability on this map for Protoss to take control of the game from the very start, from that early gas steal, controlling the pacing, controlling everything that's going on, and the Terran is forced to react here throughout. Not Sharp's style. Definitely not the way Sharp likes to play. And he falls here to Mini. GG is called. Tap out for Sharp. Alright, coming on into our next game. We've got Hero versus Mini. Mini spawning in the top left-hand corner. Hero in the bottom right. Starting out with an early pool here. Looks like an overpool coming out of him. Gonna come out here and scout now while Mini sends his probe around the map. Of course, cross map positions, and it appears to be a gateway start here for Mini. So gateway expansion here. Gonna put on a bit of pressure with that first zealot, but as soon as he sees that Hero's gone for that overpool, I think he'll just be pulling back, getting a forge, and defending properly. Guys, I know you can hear my voice right now. I am pretty sick. Hope it doesn't bother you too much. Low voice, saying SC here. Gonna be casting these games for you. I might have to stop for a cough or two now and then, but I'm starting to recover. I'm just about done work here. Was supposed to be the last day of beekeeping yesterday, but need to go back again one more time. Help out a little bit more. And then I will be done, and it'll be time to leave Canada. Can't wait for that. It's coming up very soon. Got the Nexus coming down here. So skipping the Forge, actually. He's going to get that Nexus right away. So supreme confidence here from Mini that he can hold off against what Hero is producing, which is a bunch of Lings coming out. Coming up here to deal some damage to this pylon as well. Mini just gonna let that happen for now. Only 2 Lings at the moment, so not dealing that much damage. That third Zealot will pop out rather soon, and another Zealot coming in here with a probe. Gonna start to try and block this third base. Really good multitasking management here from Mini, keeping that third base from going down for a pretty ridiculous amount of time. Now Hero's going to take the suboptimal third base here down to the south. Looks like that probe going to get picked off, but quite a few Lings on the other side of the map, and there is no block on the ramp and no forge just yet. 3 Zealots here might be enough to hold things off. 2 kill Zealot here in the main, going for a kill. Great pull away there by Hero. Hero really well known for his Ling control. Is getting a bit outplayed so far by Mini though. I gotta tell you, this is not a great position to be in as a Zerg player. Feels like Protoss is really starting to run away with the game. Something has to be done here at the front. Maybe get this gateway or get it low enough to draw the Zealots out so that you can get a run by in. And a layer coming there at the natural. Something has to be done to sort of even the playing field here. Otherwise, Hero is just going to be behind for a long time. That's a lot of Lings. He's going to get a pretty decent surround on some of the Zealots there. The leftmost Zealots were nearly surrounded, but he does back away from that. There's no forge in the wall here, just the cybernetics core, so Mini definitely going to finish that upgrade. And he's going to have a nice little timing here with the Corsair out and a good number of Zealots to push across the map with the +1. We'll see if he gets us the Zealot speed here in good time as well. Could come out with a very punishing attack against Hero, who's now getting into his Spire. Still a ways away from Mutalisk though. There's that Citadel. And the legs will be on the way very soon here. Hero has to identify that Mini's going to be putting on a lot of pressure here. Yeah, just 2 gate pressure. Can be really difficult to deal with if you're not ready for it. I'm sure that Hero getting a pretty good idea of what's going on. That second cannon is kind of a dead giveaway as well. If you don't have that second cannon, you're really planning to stay back at home and just power up here. But the second cannon gives you the safety, the freedom to move out and leave your base with these Zealots, and that's really what Mini wants to do. That's what Hero needs to identify is his plan here. Just one cannon, it goes down so fast to a group of Lings that run by. But with 2, you're pretty safe. You can move out here. And he will indeed start to move across the map. That +1 just about done here. There's a few more seconds before it actually comes up. And Hero is trying to look at baiting a Zealot or 2 here. Try to get them away from the pack so he can surround and kill with these Lings. But looks like Mini not really falling for it. Sunken Colony at each location. For now, Hero's lost vision of where these Zealots are, but they're coming towards the natural. And that's where all the Lings are, so we're going to see a little bit of a battle here. Not very many Lings are present. The drones will have to be pulled very perfectly. And there's a great drone pull there so far. Only 2 Zealots able to actually hit this Sunken Colony. The rest are either running back and forth or attacking the Zealots. Some Mutalisks do pop out, but Mini just going for the drones with these remaining Zealots. He could pick off quite a few here. Hero doing a good job of pulling those away, but he's losing a lot of mining time in the meantime. Actually, not a bad cleanup overall. Unfortunately, though, tons of Overlords going down on the map. I think 2 or 3 gonna fall here in just a short duration, so Hero becomes supply blocked immediately after this attack, which is really frustrating for him. He doesn't have the ability to remake those drones. Oh god, 2 Stargate as well. Mini just going fully committed to air here. He's not going to have much gas for his other units. He's not going to have much gas for Templars or a Robo Bay or anything. He's just going to have a huge advantage in the air. We'll see if Hero can get in there and identify this. That would be massive information. Maybe he has an idea already, a sneaking suspicion here after seeing that number of Corsairs on Mini side of the map. But the quicker you can figure out about this, the quicker that you can identify this, the better off you're going to be here as Zerg. He's going to check that third base, making sure Mini's not overextending here, trying to get a quick third base, but I think he could actually pull it off if he wanted to get that third. All that Hero has back at home is a huge number of Mutalisks, and these Mutalisks are going to get wrecked by +1 Corsairs if the Scourge don't get perfect hits here, and I don't think they will. Ooh, 1 hit there, but not good enough. And he's just going to shove all these Mutalisks back, waiting for some Scourge to pop out. But the Scourge pop out and get annihilated. These Mutas not there to soak up any of the attacks. And these next few Scourges pop out, die as well. Counterattack here from Hero, just going right across the map. He's going to try and do whatever damage he can. A DT walking in to the natural. And this third base, as soon as all of the Overlords are dead, this DT can run free over this base, just killing whatever it wants. A couple more Overlords going to go down here, and then the DT will begin to ravage Hero's economy. Oh, this is not looking good. This is not looking good at all for Hero, getting nothing done with these mutas over here, just getting torn apart. Hero desperately trying to figure out a way to deal with this attack, but a bunch of more Overlords pop out. He does kill, looks like, both of the DTs. Oh, one more DT. Oh, that DT's still alive there. Just wrecking face. 8 kills on that. And Hero does tap out. Great takedown, technical takedown there by Mini. With the 2 Stargate play, making it look amazingly strong. I think the DTs being added on was really the cherry on top there for that strategy. As soon as he overwhelmed the number of Mutalisks that Hero had, able to take out every single Overlord and then get in there and finish off the other defenses, kill all the drones. You really have to identify that that's what the Protoss player is going for a little bit quicker. Get a spore or two, not only for defending the Overlords, but also for having that crucial detection once the Overlords have been killed. It's pretty tough to prevent a 2 Stargate Protoss player from killing all your Overlords. There's really not a whole lot you can do unless you have a massive Hydras underneath those to just annihilate them. And still, they can still suicide their Corsairs in and just kill all your Overlords. But that's it, guys, for this game. Hero has been eliminated, and Protoss is looking poised here to take another week of the KCM. He's gonna have to go up against either Light or Sock next. Let's go ahead and jump into that game. All right, Sock gonna be the next victim here for Mini as he continues his tear through this group. I think Mini might actually be able to get an all kill this week. That would be good for his pocketbook there. $1,400,000 prize for that all kill. All he needs to do is beat Sock here and then take down Jaedong, and that prize of money is his. First here, though, yeah, gotta go ahead and take down Sock on Neo Sylphid. Actually, not a bad map for Protoss in Terran versus Protoss. I love this map for love or hate, I guess, this map for Arbiter. The ease of using Arbiters and recall here. Your opponent's base is wide open. You got huge amounts of open space at the back of the base where there's no passable ground, no walkable ground back there. You can fly in from all different angles to get that recall, and it's very, very, very hard to block. So we'll see if Mini takes advantage of that. He's starting here with a Nexus first, gas. Oh wait, excuse me. We did see a gateway, so Nexus first, gateway, and then gas. Mini playing it out. No second gateway. Oh wait, no, there we go. Second gateway. Okay. He does actually throw down that second gateway. That safety gate. Not going to be very possible here for Sock to pull the boys and try to bunker rush this Nexus down. It's probably not going to happen. Just because there are going to be 2 Zealots out very quickly and then 2 Dragoons shortly after that. And it's very, very difficult to break a Protoss in that situation. So Sock going to have to identify this quickly. And once he does, just grab his own base, grab his own command center, and try to play this out in a longer game from behind, unfortunately. Mini already snagging that vantage just through build order alone. Looks like Barracks not pumping at all. He's just going to be saving money for that command center, and it's a good plan here because with the 2 gateways, like I said, not going to be able to deal any damage. There's a second Zealot as well. And a Mini just looking so good here. Gotta be feeling great as him right now. Just getting into some Dragoons. Get rid of this SCV. He does have range on the way, so telegraphing to his opponent, range is coming, but there's a possibility here he could mix things up, maybe cancel the range, go into a quick robo. I doubt that's going to happen, but we sometimes do see robo before range. it doesn't cost anything to cancel an upgrade as well, guys, so it's not like canceling a building where you get 75% of your minerals and gas back, but canceling an upgrade, you just get all your money back. So it's a great tool for mind games, but he's still left this SCV in his main, so he can't actually hide anything here. And he's just completely ignoring that SCV, which is kind of funny. Usually you see Protoss players just chase that SCV relentlessly around the map until eventually picking it off. But Mini here just going to completely ignore that. And he's going for a very quick range build here immediately after that Nexus First. About as quickly as you can after Nexus First, getting his Dragoons across the map. And he's jumping right directly here onto the bunker, trying to pick that off. Oh, he loses a Dragoon. That is rough, man. I don't really understand the plan there for Mini, what he actually wanted to do. I guess he wanted to get enough surface area on the bunker with his Dragoons and Zealots that not enough SCVs could get the repair, but that was a bit of a wild play, and it ends up getting punished severely here. Mini definitely losing way more than he should. His range build is kind of screwed now. He can't sit in front of the Terran base and just shell that bunker. It's not going to happen. He needs to stay back at home, deal with these vultures, deal with these mines, and then go into a later game. So a bit unfortunate there by Mini. The first tank is out. Oh, second tank, excuse me. Second tank is out, and Sock just powering up here on 2 bases. We'll see what his plans are for the future, whether he wants to go for an early attack here or snag that third base. Third base here makes sense. Get that third base out. Can push towards your opponent. Their natural is kind of through your own third base. So if you're going to push out here, you're kind of going to be defending your third anyway. So pushing forward and taking your third makes a good amount of sense to me. Looks like the probe. Oh, couldn't get the Nexus down. Really nice play by Sock there. Looks like a vulture going to try to get in. Doesn't quite make it. Good micro by Mini. Another probe going to come out here, and Sock. Oh man, Sock's so good today. Even gets a mine hit on this Dragoon. That was beautiful setup and execution there by Sock to keep the mines in position to watch where that probe was, when it was coming out, and get in there and get those kills, even without the speed on his vultures. Just able to deal so much damage to slow down that third base by a ton. And that's really making up for the earlier damage that was done to Sock by well, I guess it wasn't damage, just the earlier advantage, I guess I should say, that Mini gleaned from that Nexus First. A lot of that advantage has been made up for now by Sock's relentlessness with that early vulture play, killing off the probes, slowing down the third base. Now Mini coming across the map. He should have a Reaver in here. Do we have Goliaths at home? Yes, 2 Goliaths are ready to go. Great scan here to pick off the Observer. Now Mini just has to guess where the Goliaths are going to be. Hope that he manages to fly into the right spot. He's going to go for the natural here. Combined attack with the Zealots and the Reaver in the back here. Try to get some good shots. Huge shot on a bunch of those tanks. But the Goliath, or the Dragoons here are just bunching up and dying en masse. 1 tank for 4 Dragoons. Not the best trade. And he loses some health on that Reaver as well. So I think Mini taking the worst of that trade. And Sock proving to be a very sturdy Terran opponent. Not easily taken down at all. Not easily harassed here either. Mini is having a really tough time getting in here and dealing that damage. Second Robo on the way. Ooh. Mini getting ready for a speed shuttle play. Not going to be going for Arbiter as I predicted earlier. Arbiter not on the menu for today. A nice scan there as well. Wow. Sock. So good. Just knowing exactly where those tech buildings would be. Great pull away as well with this dropship. That totally could have been a dead dropship there. And Mini would have looked like a genius for catching that. But Sock pulls away perfectly in time. Gets rid of those vultures, throws them out, and starts to harass here, but not much to do. Mini has Reavers and Dragoons on the defense, so more factories being added on. I like this from Sock. Not going to get too crazy. Try to take a third base right away. Ooh, nice. Good mine there to just pick off that single Dragoon. Now another command center coming up here. Sock, he's not going to try and place this on location and push out too early against double Robo. A lot of players end up doing that and getting crushed while trying to take that third base. Sock gonna take his time here. He builds his command center back in his natural, and he's just going to really build up that factory count. Make sure that he has the masses of units necessary to take on this type of Protoss player. 3 tanks sieging up. That's enough to one-shot a Reaver, so he's got to be very careful. Trying to move forward here. Oh, actually, Sock gonna take the base in the north. I'm not sure I like this. Taking that base definitely has more minerals at it, but it doesn't have a gas, and it doesn't really protect your main base. If you take the base just out in the front here, that kind of gives you a bit of a position outside of your main where you can throw up turrets and defend your main a little bit nicer. You can leave less units back at home that way, and just be a little bit safer against what could potentially be mass drops here in the mid game from Mini. I'm not sure if we see the bunker in the main base. That became really popular against this style for a little while. I guess it was a little like a year or two ago. Here comes that big drop here in the main base. There is the bunker, as predicted, kind of helping to deal with these zealots, but the Reavers here getting in the way of any retreating SCVs, and they are getting so many kills. Oh my god. 9 kills and 13 kills on these Reavers respectively. He's going to drop even one more time. Does get one more shot and kills off a few more vultures. That was insane damage. Even though Sock had so many mines in his main, even though he had great SimCity there, plus the bunker full of Marines, he just couldn't deal effectively with that drop, and Reavers get massive, massive damage. +2, +1 is done. Sock should be getting ready to push out across the map and try to deal some damage here to this now 5-base Mini, but Mini is just going to fly in with more shuttles here. Going to drop more Reavers. Flies his shuttle away here, and now he can try to target down some supply depots here. Going to shoot for that central positioned supply depot. He can even pick up his Reavers now. Oh my goodness. Picking up the Reaver. He can drop it next to the tank there. No, he does not go for that. Goliath coming back and finishing that shuttle off, but 2 more have already been produced and sent out. These are going to possibly have storms in them as well. And there's no turret in this bottom left location, so Mini can just fly straight through here before the turret is done. Here comes the storm. Oh, what the hell was that? Huge whiff on the storm there from Mini. Uncharacteristic whiff there. Oh, this is a great one, though. Wow. A bunch of damage there. Dealt to Sock's economy once again. And Mini going to take a 6th base. Dude, this guy's out of control. Out of control. A 7th base as well down in the bottom left. Mini is crazy, man. He's going to send a probe, I think, up to the top center as well. Try to take that base. There's like looking to be less and less of a chance here of Sock getting to max supply and actually forming a push and trying to wipe out Mini here, because he just has so much of the map. He's got so many gateways in the main. He needs another location. That's one thing about this map, is he just doesn't have another location at the moment where he can throw down additional gateways. Double turret here, but another storm drop gonna wreck this economy once again. This tank gonna get taken out as well. One more storm. Oh, nicely done. Oh, so many SCVs going down. Does he have one more storm? It looks like not. Kind of a whiff on that last storm. But he's gonna hide his shuttle over here. There's nothing airborne that can pick off that shuttle for now, so Sock just gonna have to deal with that when it becomes an issue. Maybe he can pop out a Wraith. That might be a good idea at this point. Otherwise, that could be the end of his economy if that flies in at a crucial moment when Sock's not paying attention and drops some Storm Boys on these SCVs. Nearly all of them could get picked off really, really quickly. More and more shuttles. Mini's just relentless. Like every time 2 shuttles pop out, just flies directly back to this corner and sends those in once again to deal some more damage. Never stopped. He just never has stopped doing this. He does get a scan on there. That's gonna push Mini away for a second, because if the turrets can see you before you actually breach that ledge, they're gonna take out those shuttles much, much quicker. So he's just gonna back away from that for now. I'm surprised we don't see Sock floating some buildings out there, but yeah, that can be expensive. Building buildings just to float them over over the high ground. Yeah, he's got one that the barracks there in that location where Mini first flew in and tried to get that damage. Now, actually, Sock moving out. He's got 196 supply. He's pretty much maxed. Gonna come out across the map here, and he's kind of taking a central position. Oh, another big storm, or Reaver's gonna go for some kills here. This will have to force a reaction from Sock. He's just gonna lift off and go for an attack, actually. Sock not gonna go back and try to save his 4th base. Just gonna see what damage he can do on Mini's side of the map, and I'm not sure if I agree with this play. Ooh, loses that that shuttle. Here comes another big storm. Oh man, Sock not paying attention this time at all. Loses every SCV on the minerals in that location. Brutal kills there. Throwing down some storms. Really nice on the vultures. Oh man, Mini just has such a bank here as well. 2,000 minerals in the bank. He's building gateways in the top center here. He's kind of bleeding off quite a few units, but he's got cannons and Nexus everywhere on this map. He's got tons of shuttles to come and clear little excursions like this over in the top right. They're killing off his Nexus, but he's not really reacting just yet. Instead, going for a counterattack. Let's see what this can do in the natural of Sock. There's still some tanks here. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Just get up here, drop some zealots, and pick off these tanks. And be really good for keeping some of those bases alive. Nice D-matrixes there, keeping those 2 tanks alive, and Sock parries this counter very nicely. Looks like the Nexus went down. Did the Nexus go down there in the top right? I think he might have actually got that Nexus, so that's a big move there from Sok. Sok gonna head north and try to pick off this other location where some of these gateways are being produced. Really nice job killing off those tanks and all the SCVs at that base. Once again, 4 shuttles heading north. Gonna look to prevent this base at 12 o'clock from going down. There's quite a few Goliaths though, so it might actually be better to have the units on the ground rather than in the air in those shuttles. And now Sok setting up. Here comes all of those shuttles. Can he actually get on top and drop on top of these tanks? Let's see how it goes here. Drop some Templar maybe and Zealots as well. Okay, Zealots on top of this. There's a Dark Templar, but of course Science Vessel. Oh, Science Vessel gets picked off by the cannon. It's a little bit annoying. Mini probably gonna have to let this go. He's gonna drop instead over here at the 4th, preventing that from mining any further. And I mean, that's great. Stopping your opponent from mining is huge, but there's still this 170 supply army running around the map, picking off bases, and Mini can't really contest that just yet. He needs to wait for a max supply, it looks like, before actually fighting that. Oh my god, he's just smashing Sok's economy here. There's like nothing mining anymore. This 3rd base is really all there is for Sok, and Zealots are destroying those SCV, destroying that mineral line. These Dragoons will be surrounded and finished off eventually. But this is a really good attack from Mini, just keeping his opponent from mining happily in any part of the map. He's going to retake 12 o'clock as well. Just relentless. Here comes another storm. Oh, God. Every single SCV. What is left for Sok here in terms of economy, man? It's got to be next to nothing. How many SCVs does he have? I don't think it's going to matter. Mini coming up here, fighting with this army. I think Sok is going to win this decisively, but more reinforcements running up. Sok still unsieged, just going to take fights here on the ground without sieging up. Oh, it looks like these tanks on the right-hand side doing a pretty good job. The mine hit as well. Huge. 3-3. Oh, shuttle. Not actually having anything in it. Not going to be able to drop on those tanks. Nice. Picking off 2 tanks with that very final Dragoon. Pretty good there for Mini. He's going to build another Nexus up there at the top right and just continue to keep his probes alive and continue mining. Double Reaver here at the 3rd base. Man, Sok just cannot catch a break, dude. He is going to lose his tanks here. He's going to lose all his SCVs once again. I believe that the natural is completely mined out, so I think that's the last of the SCVs that are available. Yeah, this Reaver here just doing so much work. It is crazy. Gonna drop this Reaver once again. Another storm here. Some more Zealots gonna pop out. These tanks are gonna be finished off. And yeah, Mini still has all this mining, man. He's still doing great. He's still gonna have reinforcements popping out, whereas Sok, with almost no mining whatsoever, his reinforcement train is going to be super small here. Really not going to have much to contend with these next waves of Mini coming out from his main base. Dropping out of these shuttles. More storms just lighting up these tanks. Oh my god! That storm was insane. Just crushing those tanks. Now they're on full retreat. These Zealots chasing them down. They have nowhere to go. 4 tanks going to be picked off here. And I think that is the backbone now being crushed. Sok gonna lose everything. And this little force, uncontested, probably can just stop the mining at the 4th. Sok still somehow has an SCV. I don't know how it's possible, but he's managed to reproduce a sizable number of those SCVs, though. He cannot defend his 4th base. He's going to try and pick off this Nexus. Just not going to happen with a single Vulture. Single Vulture and a Dream. But Sock gonna potentially lose this command center. Taking a lot of damage on that. Sock floating over high ground as quickly as possible. Looks like it might escape, but with just barely, with very little HP. And coming back in, Vultures. The revenge of the Vulture. Can he actually pick this off? Looks like he does get it. Nicely done, but there's still another Nexus here at the 12 o'clock. Another Nexus over at the top right, and this Nexus being rebuilt. Looks like the Vultures can get in and kill off quite a few probes, but this is a battle that was fought a long time ago. Mini already won this exchange, the exchange of SCVs for probes. His economy is insane. He has so many probes around the map. He can just transfer probes around, and he doesn't really need to produce any more probes for the rest of this game, most likely. Killing off a few probes here and there, really not the biggest deal. Mini can suffer that and just be completely fine. Great pickoffs there on those Dragoons on high ground, though. Only managed to get 1 tank for that trade, so Sock gonna come and land his command center once again, but he needs to defend this transfer, this SCV transfer. Mini is running around the outside of the map, and he is going to get in here, potentially kill the remainder of Sock's SCVs, man. Here he comes, going to drop here. Okay, not that many SCVs transferred. I was expecting a massive SCV train to be coming up here and just get annihilated by these incoming Templar, but not too many were transferred there, and Sock does clear that. He does pull back away his SCVs very cleanly, keeping those alive. Looks like a counterattack here from Mini once again. Bit of a surprise attack here. Sock not ready for this. That's a lot of Zealots. A lot of Zealots come running in here and break this front. And Sock, where are the rest of his units? He's got a few, but GG is called. Mini takes him down. Sock is eliminated. Man, this is getting scary here. Nice. He gets the clapper as well. Mini just doing so good here. He needs 1 more kill to get his all kill. And I do want to see him get that all kill, but I also don't want to see... Actually, I want to see him get that all kill because I don't want to see Terran go out first again. If Jaedong takes down Mini here and then takes out Light, that'll be the 5th week in a row that Terran's gone down first. So we don't want to see that happen. Hopefully Mini can take this next one down, and Terran will at least come in 2nd place. But maybe Light can bring things back. Maybe he could get them in 1st place. All he's got to do is take down Mini, Snow, and Bess 1 by 1, 3 games. That's possible, right? What do you guys think? Let's go into our next game. We're here on Odyssey. Mini down in the bottom left-hand corner. He is on a real tear here, destroying both Terran and Protoss races nearly completely. Next is Jaedong here in the top right-hand corner. He's got a lot of work to do if he wants to take Zerg to a win here, bring them to glory in this week of KCM. It's going to be a very tough uphill battle. See if Jaedong's got the chops for it. Looks like Mini bringing in his probe. Going to bring that just along the edge of the vision so he can pretend he's about to do a cannon rush here. Not really. He's not actually going to do it. He might throw it on a pylon just to fake it, but he's forcing 2 drones off the line, which is a massive hit to the economy here of Jaedong. And really, Mini's plan all along there is a gateway back at home. Jaedong doesn't actually know that, so he has to keep something out here just to make sure that this probe is not throwing down cannons. Now he can go ahead and take his third and send that other drone out to either scout or just send it back to work. Mine looks like he's gonna do the latter and send that back to mine. Oh, great. He actually gets the third down. Nicely done. Unfortunate for Mini, he wasn't able to block that there. He was a little bit afraid that Jaedong was going to get the moving shot, it seems, on his probe. And so he allows this hatchery to get started, and it looks like it's getting close to being killed, but that's not real damage there. That's just... Oh, wait. No, the second Zealot. Oh, the 2 Zealot. He actually does manage to cancel it. Oh, man. Oh, that's not good. Alright, that's even worse than him blocking it. Forcing the cancel there is massive. And now Jaedong, with a whole bunch of links popping out here, gonna try to surround and kill this 2 Zealot. And of course, oh, he actually runs between. Really nicely done there. But a bunch of these lings running around, not really doing anything, end up getting around the back there of the minerals, and Mini does lose those 2 Zealots. Looks like some of these lings are quite low, so Jaedong doesn't want to take this fight. Generally, like 6 lings versus 1 Zealot is a great fight for the lings, but 2 Zealots get 2 lings get picked off immediately because of that low HP, and now Mini gonna run towards the natural. Does get finished off, and Jaedong takes control of the map. A cannon being built back at home, so Mini is gonna be feeling safe here. And I believe it's time now for Jaedong to switch back into drone production, but he's producing quite a few lings. A lot of lings coming across the map here. He's gonna run by. Oh shit, he gets on the cannon. A rare mistake there from Mini, allowing those past. And Jaedong gets inside and kills off that last Zealot as well. Another cannon gonna come up here. Generally, Mini just so good at holding these off, but he's gonna lose his gateway here, and now it's just 1 Zealot. That's all that's left, and these probes and this cannon, and it will be picked off. Jaedong gonna take this game. Oh my god. I cannot believe he broke Mini there. GG. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. Gets the clapper. It's so tough to take out Mini in those situations. It's usually very, very difficult to hold, but Mini is so well known for taking those early trades, for taking those Zergling versus Zealot fights so effectively that he almost never dies to a Ling attack like that. Basically, it just doesn't happen, and Jaedong manages to make it work. He gets in there, kills that cannon, and finishes off Mini. Wow. That's crazy. Jaedong now, all he has to do is take down Light, and Zerg will at least get second place. But I'm sure he's looking higher. He's got to take down Light, Snow, and Best to win this week and put Zerg on top. I wonder if he can do it. We're going to find out here coming up next, guys. Let's go into Jaedong versus Light. Okay, 1 Protoss player down, boys. Mini showing up huge this week. Taking out 4 players. Finally does go down to Jaedong, who's now here in the top right-hand corner of Butter. His opponent, Light, in the bottom right. Very difficult Terran player to beat. I doubt that Jaedong will be able to take him out with an early Ling attack. This guy is just so solid. And Light really fighting for the honor of his race right now. If he doesn't win this game against Jaedong, Terran will go out again in last place. So even though I really love Jaedong, I'm gonna have to cheer for Light here. Hope that he manages to restore some of the respect that Terrans used to have in KCM. before this season, I guess. It's been a while, but they just haven't gotten any wins, man. They're struggling mightily. And Light now has the opportunity to give them a point here. See if he can make it happen. Nice job by Jaedong, just playing footsies with the SCV, manages to get his third base down. Going for a quick 3-base here. This is a very quick 3-base, by the way. That gas started immediately after, and Jaedong being very active with his drones. Fighting back that SCV, making sure that it can't get that information, can't easily get into the main base and scout. Light starting out here with a very, very fast command center, so makes sense now, seeing what Light's build is, that Jaedong's going to go for that early third base. Everything going to be ramping up here very, very quickly. We're skipping the early game, really, in this matchup. The very early stage of the game, in favor of a much, much stronger mid-game from both of these players. So they're both going to be powering up super, super hard. We're going to see tons of Mutalisk, most likely, and a very, very strong Marine Medic army here in this early mid-game. Now, Light going to go ahead and get a third barracks, it looks like. He's going to be powering up, maybe even go up to 4 or 5 barracks. With this economy, basically anything is possible. That command center first just gives you so much economy here in the early game, gets that academy down, so it looks like 3 barracks play from him here, and we'll have to wait a little bit longer to see if he wants to power that up to even a larger number. Meanwhile, Jaedong getting drones to his third base now. Gonna have to put sunken colonies on 2 of these bases at least. We'll see what he decides to do with that sunken colony, or with sunken colonies at that third base, because there are 2 locations where the Marine Medic can attack. You have to cover both of them. That small ramp on the left and the larger ramp to the south. So we'll see what the placement of that's going to be, because Light is about to pop some medics out, and with the stim finishing up here, he will have a timing to move out and attack before any mutas can come. So Jaedong gonna have to prepare for that. He's already thrown down his first couple of sunken colonies, gonna get those on the way as Light moves out here. It'll force quite a bit from Jaedong. Jaedong actually can't see this. Okay, he does see it now with the links. Those links gonna run by, try to deal some damage. 4 sunkens here at the natural. 3 looks like gonna be built here at the third base. Running into the main now. Gonna try and pick off a couple of SCVs if he can. That Firebat being dangerously close. Ooh, does get a couple of links. The sunkens being built here. 4 sunken about to finish. There should be enough. Light should back off here. It's a little bit too much for him to deal with. He does run forward, stimming and trying to focus down a sunken colony. He gets 1, but I don't think this is going to work out well for him. He does get the second sunken. The sunkens are not targeting the same. Now they're targeting the same. Bit of a missed target there from Jaedong, not actually hitting the right Marines, right? But it's fine. Links pop out in time, and he clears this group. He kills the medics as well. These Lings gonna run forward and actually probably kill all of these Marines as well. Yeah, nicely done, just knocking them out. You can't underestimate how strong medics are, right? If you don't have any medics with that group, they just get wrecked by these Lings. So Light being completely thrown back, and Jaedong now in a really nice position here. He's going to be able to pop out a bunch of Muta. He has full map control. His opponent has to sit back and build up that Marine Medic. And he's going to take his third gas, and that's going to give him an incredible amount of gas. Now the factory coming up, but a Science Vessel is very far away, so Jaedong going to have a huge amount of time here to just pound out mutas and deal tons of damage, try to out micro his opponent, try to pick off units here, try to pick off SCVs as well as he can, build up his economy and get his transition started. Jaedong bringing in the mutas. This is what he's known for. This is what he really revolutionized, was this mutalist control. So his mutalist control, something to be reckoned with, something to be feared in this matchup. We'll see how Light manages to deal with it. A very modern Terran player, how he can handle these mutalists. I think he's actually built himself into a corner here, sadly. That last supply depot, which is going up right now and just finished, that's cutting off the Marine movement to the back corner of that main base pretty badly, actually. I feel that that supply depot, a huge mistake. I mean, not that massive, but it could be massive if Jaedong decides to send all of his mutas into that corner and just try to camp that location. That you just can't get your Marines past that. There's such a small gap between the supply depots and the command center. Once you get those mutas back there, it's almost impossible to route them out of that location. So Light, see if he gets punished for that. Mutas are now coming around to the natural, and a transition is coming here for Jaedong. He's gonna go ahead and get into a hive here soon. Ooh, nice repair. Huge repairs there. Just keeping that turret alive for quite a long time. There's only one turret here, though, and the second does now finish up. So Jaedong going to back away for now. All of these mutas have taken some damage, but still relatively healthy here. He can continue to come in and just one-shot these SCVs. Not much Light can do except for keep his Marines in the area and hope that he can get a science vessel out here soon. Try to get a couple of irradiates down on those mutas and push them away. Now moving out with some of his Marine medic. There's still a very large group of Lings and mutas on the field, so it's scary. It is scary to move out right now, and you know, there's science vessels I think in production at this moment, but they're not going to be useful until they have that energy and that upgrade. There's an opportunity here for Jaedong to take out this whole group of Marine medic before those mutalisks become kind of unusable. Looks like lurkers popping out everywhere. Kind of the bare minimum here of lurkers being produced. Macro hatches being thrown down. I don't think he's going to go to Ultra. On 3 base right now, the position that he's in, I feel like getting Hydralisk attack, Hydralisk move speed and attack range, just getting upgrades and going into Defiler with some Plague would be the best choice here in this situation. We'll see if that's what he decides to go for. First 2 irradiates going to go down onto lurkers. Nice choice there from Light, getting the maximum value he can out of those 2 spells. He's going to get rid of those 2 lurkers, and he's going to poke here at the front. Nothing really doing here for Light, though. That's a lot of lurkers just chilling underneath an Overlord, so he'll be forced to irradiate that Overlord first before he can go ahead and get the lurkers irradiated, get rid of those. So just kind of camping out here for now, taking up space, making sure that Jaedong doesn't have free reign over the map. Jaedong, of course, getting more macro hatches, getting more production here. Actually, did I see another macro hatch? I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. This factory could be taken out here. We'll see. Another base being taken by Light. He's going to go ahead and snag that 3rd now. Jaedong on a bit of a timer here. Needs to get a 4th gas relatively soon, but he can still sit here in power for a little bit longer without too much worry, as long as he tacks into the right area. He can't go Ultralisk right now. There's just not enough gas available for him. He really needs to find value with the units that he's produced already, which is Defilers and, of course, Hydralisk. Try to get some Plagues out. Try to get some Good exchanges with the Lurker and Hydra. Losing quite a few Overlords. Jaedong getting supply block for a bit. That third base is now up and running for Light. We'll be transferring some SCVs over to that area soon. 2 more macro hatches. There we go. That's what I like to see. Getting 3 macro hatches in the main means we're going to see tons of Hydras popping out here shortly. It's not really going to be for anything else, I don't think. Unless he manages to get a 4th base down soon, then he can transition into Ling Lurker or Ling Ultra. Once he has that additional gas. Sorry guys, I'm feeling a bit stuffed up here. Apologies for the coughing and such. Now we're gonna have a Mutalisk attack. Really nice pull out there. Wow, professional level pull out with that Mutalisk, just getting it out of that pack so quickly. Look, every Muta is full HP because he managed to pull that off. And he gets the Science Vessel. He should just stay here and kill more SCVs. What is he doing? Where are these Mutalisks going? Okay, maybe a misclick there from Jaedong. Got a Plague. Plague. Oh, only one Science Vessel gets Plagued there. That's unfortunate. Jaedong gonna have to look for better value than that. I'm sure that he can get it if he focuses on getting those Defilers out in the front. Looks like some Marines coming from the other side here are going to be able to shut down this base. Bunch more Defilers coming out. Hydra's coming up as well. He looks for that one Science Vessel, tries to get a kill on that, but not able to do so. Defiler with no energy here, just sitting in the front. Oh no! 2 more Defilers get irradiated. That's huge value for Light. No spells being cast out of those 2 Defilers, and that is painful. A dropship gets picked off. Hey, that's a nice pick for Jaedong. Able to get that. That is awesome. We're going to see Defilers moving out here from the right-hand side, too. If Light can keep on top of that, he should be able to irradiate those in time. But it's going to be tough here. Physics Lab coming up. We're going to see Battlecruiser soon. Yeah, that's really a strong play against Ultralisk player. But if you've got these Defilers already with the Plague, just throwing down Plagues on stuff and throwing down your Dark Swarm on top of Hydra, that's a great counter. Dark Swarm Hydra is amazing against Ultralisk. You really can't do much against it. All of these Science Vessels are trapped in the top corner, and it looks like these Mutas can almost pick them off. So close to getting a whole bunch of them picked off, but not quite able to. Light retreating to the safety of his Marine Medic will get away here. Battlecruiser heading up towards the 3rd base. We'll see what Jaedong has prepared in that location. Hopefully he's got a Defiler, some Hydras, throw down a Dark Swarm, and just hold that off. Can basically hold off that stuff inevitably, or not inevitably, indefinitely. If you have the right combination of units. Now going to come forward. It has some Mutalisks ready. Mutalisks definitely help. +1, +2. +2 armor, +1 attack on these Hydras. So Jaedong staying on top of upgrades as well. Does have to run away when he sees a group of Marine Medic doesn't have a Dark Storm prepared for them. Does he get a Plague off? Nope, no Plague, and loses his Defiler, unfortunately. That poor Defiler just going down basically for free. Here's a whole bunch of Lurkers on this side, just holding off the Marine Medic coming from this location. Oh, Jaedong tries to get a flank going with these Lurkers, but not able to make it happen. Just a little bit too slow with his movement there, but he's coming forward now with huge numbers of Hydras, Lurkers, and Defilers running across the map. Nicely done, keeping a single Defiler back at home with the Lurker, able to hold off a ton of Marine Medic here. Those reinforcements just getting completely cut off and destroyed. And it looks like Ling with Crack and a few Hydralisk can finish off that little group of Marine medics. Now finally producing some tanks back at home. These lurkers can't really do too much until a Dark Swarm goes down. There we go, gonna get the Dark Swarm. And the lurkers burrow, they can target down these tanks. And the Hydras will help out immensely, just targeting them down real quick. This factory in real trouble. He's gonna target that down and cut off the supply of tanks that are gonna be popping out here. Light is very close to being taken out now. Jaedong gonna take his 4th base gas, and with that 4th base gas coming up, more and more defilers can be produced, more and more lurkers can be produced, and eventually we might end up seeing ultras coming out as well. Fighting with Hydras underneath Dark Swarm, not going to be the best plan. Bunch of fire bats being produced and sent out. There are no lurkers in this army. He does throw down a plague on these few Marines. I'm gonna go ahead and consume a couple of Hydras. The plagued Marines just getting annihilated by these Hydras, and so many reinforcements coming out here from Jaedong. His supply catching up to Light now. You can throw down one more Dark Swarm on this location. Just needs one more Dark Swarm. He can actually take out the space. Doesn't have it. Hydra's coming over towards this 4th. Gonna pick off the 4th base. And these mutas are still being really useful. Jaedong using them throughout the entire game to deal with attacks to stop those battle cruisers. And I think that battle cruiser switch was really not a good idea for Light. He just kind of countered himself really with that play. Now the command center goes down at the 4th base. Jaedong gonna break into the natural here, it looks like, loading up a drop right as this attack comes in. Yeah, Light gonna have to just immediately drop those units back out. Here comes the Dark Swarm. Dark Swarm here in the natural with the lurkers. This could be it. This could be GG. The macro behind Jaedong's army right now is huge. He's got so many macro hatches. He's got so much economy going. Defilers can be thrown out here non-stop. Lurkers, Hydra's going to be pouring across the map, and the natural is dead. The natural is defeated. There's not much Light can do except throw drops around the map, try to get something going on the enemy side of the map, but it doesn't work. Jaedong catches both of those drop ships as they fly into the main. That was a huge moment. Jaedong picking off those drop ships. Absolutely massive. Just stopping those from coming in and dealing damage to his economy and slowing him down. Now he can take another base here. He can move up the left-hand side of the map with these defilers, try to get on top of that 3rd base and continue to pressure here. Looks like Light is going to surround and kill this army here in the natural, which is annoying, of course, for Jaedong, but the next attack is already commencing here. It's moving its way down the map towards this 3rd base. Light desperately switching to attack over here towards this 3rd. Try to defend this as best he can. Another defiler making its way up here. This defiler with full energy gonna come up and lay down that Dark Swarm on top of the lurker. Now that location is forfeit. There's really not much that Light can do. Oh, nice consume on that defiler right as it got irradiated. Just using that for energy. Oh, big plague. There we go. Plague goo on all of those science vessels. Now they're so vulnerable to Hydralisk attack. If he starts to target those down, they're going to die within seconds here. And yeah, it becomes so scary to run forward with your science vessels now and try to pick off those defilers, because Hydralisk can just annihilate those poor science vessels now. Finally, a few more tanks popping out. Jaedong's still running with this Hydraling Lurker Defiler army, and it's working so nicely here, but Light is starting to kind of stabilize a bit, I feel. He's got the tanks out. He's killed off all the defilers on his side of the map. He's going to start to set up these tanks in the front. Waiting a little bit longer until he gets the... Oh, really nice jump forward there and killing that tank. But Some Firebat's gonna run forward. Oh no, there it is. Oh, loses so many of those science vessels. You can see he was just trying to clear that small group of Hydra, but ends up losing like 5 science vessels, and that's it. GG is called. Light taps out. Terran goes down first once again. Oh man, he's gonna get the clapper. Look at that. Jaedong gets the clapper from KCM. And a thumbs up as well. Beauty game there from Jaedong. Going for the Hydra Defiler play. It is tough, it's risky, but it was a perfect response to the early expansion from Light. He went for a very, very fast economic build. And Jaedong just grabs the third, man. He gets the third, holds it, gets that third gas going. Macro hatches up, Hydralis out. And he dealt with all the drops and everything perfectly. He did a lot of damage with his mutas, kept very active on the map with those, and he played a fantastic game. That's the Jaedong we want to see, guys. That is the Jaedong of our memories. That's the old Jaedong. Bringing it back, man. I want to see him do well in the future. Well, we're going to see him play some games against Protoss now, guys. We got Snow and Best in the back pocket to test Jaedong against. He's already taken down Mini. He's already taken down Light. Can he do more? Can he take it all the way to a Zerg victory? Let's go ahead and find out. It's coming up next. Well, a fantastic showing from Jaedong in that last game. That's what we've been hoping to see from him for a while. A straight-up long macro game, really showcasing this man's ability to macro and micro, his multitasking, and overall just pure Broodwar skill really on display in that last game. Able to take down Light in a macro game. That is impressive, man. That is very impressive, and it didn't feel as though Light ever had a real hold on that game ever since he took that fight at the entrance of the natural when he went up against those 4 sunken colonies. It felt like Jaedong just had full control after that point. He dealt with the drops perfectly. He dealt with the battle cruisers perfectly. I don't want to say that Light, or I don't want to kind of say too much bad about Light. I think he played an amazing game. I think that battle cruisers are a good option. It just felt like they weren't the greatest option in that scenario with Defilers and Hydras already out en masse. They get kind of wrecked, man. They do get kind of wrecked. They got pretty wrecked when they were used in that game. To his credit, he switched directly back out of battlecruisers immediately after that happened. Those first 2 battlecruisers did nothing, and he went back to science vessel production. He did a really good job of keeping his science vessels alive for the most part and irradiating every single important unit. But Jaedong with the macro, man, just crushes through, and now he's here up against Best in the bottom right-hand corner. One of 2 Protoss left in this group. Jaedong can take this guy down. Just one more game will stand between him and victory for the Zerg race. Looks like Jaedong breaking through this center right egg area, trying to get into that location, make that into no longer an island base, give himself some passageway through. Of course, if both those assimilators are later killed, that will become once again a island base, but Jaedong can actually get through here. He could go and kill the assimilators on Best side of this area here. Looks like 1 zealot coming out, 4 lings, dealing easily with that, pushing that back. But yeah, like getting back to what I was saying, the assimilators here could be killed on Best side, in like just above his natural. If he kills those, then Best won't be able to get over here and snag this base easily over at the 3 o'clock position. So that's a pretty good move. These 2 assimilators right there on screen. If he takes those down, kind of locks Best out of that area. He'll have to use drops to get over there. And Jaedong could potentially take that base easily. And now he's going to come over here. Is he going to kill the assimilator? No, he's actually going for the eggs right now, which is interesting. Wants to open this up to possible counters. Maybe for a Hydra bust. Actually, a Hydra bust from the high ground here would be pretty amazing. We've only got 1 Dragoon, 1 Zealot out right now. I think an extra cannon being built. But if you come down from the high ground with a whole bunch of Hydras and just kill these 2 cannons instantly, that could lead to a quick victory here for Jaedong. We'll see if that ends up happening. I feel like Best should have already come up here to check on these eggs and stuff, but he has yet to come up. Citadel is on the way. That Overlord just in perfect position. It can keep Jaedong with detection. Now finally Best coming up here. Yeah, he's going to see it now. This is maybe too late, though. Pylon being thrown down on this high ground, and Jaedong has almost broken through already, man. 3 cannons here are not going to be enough to deal with this. The egg is just about to go down. Here we go. The Hydra bust has commenced. How is this going to play out from the high ground here? I'm super excited to see. Slow Lings plus Hydras coming down this ramp. Can he actually break this? I think he should be able to. Lings are in the back, though. Lings got to head up right now. Going to target down this first cannon, I think. Target the cannon. He's not targeting the cannon. He's just targeting these Zealots, and that's exactly what Best wants, is the Zealots to be targeted and the cannons to stay alive right now. The more cannons he get warped in, the less likely this is to work, and it looks like it is not going to work. Best has held, and Jaedong gonna switch things up, get a lair, and add more macro hatches on. I guess he did put on some pressure, but really nothing getting done here. Not even taking out the forge or anything like that. I think he's gonna move around now, maybe try to go around and kill that forge now, but the +1 should be very nearly done at this point. And I think that will finish up before Jaedong can get into position to pick that off. He is going to get 3 Hydras hitting that now. Maybe a 4th? No, cannot get that 4th in there. Maybe he can move one of the Hydras at the bottom part. The lower Hydra? No, not able to do it. There's the +1 being finished. It is done. He's going to start +2 or +1 armor, whichever one. The Zealot speed is about to finish up, and Best is actually going to run around this, which is interesting. He's running up through this back area. He's going to try and come out this location, maybe hit. But the Overlord sees everything. Where is he going with these? That's interesting. Okay, now Jaedong going to close off this area, potentially, and seal Best away in this back location. No, neither of those things occurring right now. Jaedong just kind of chilling. He is killing off the eggs at his 3rd base, trying to let himself out of that location. 2 DTs are on the map as well. It's always confusing to me the way that players use these map artifacts like the assimilators and these eggs as well. Looks like he's going to come up and start to take out this egg. You can see just how quickly the DTs kill the egg. It is ridiculous. Kills it super fast and then runs directly through. The Hydras not even able to make their way over here in time. All of the Hydras, though, are in the wrong location. Zealots are going to come through here. That is a very tight location to try and sneak Zealots through, though. The Hydras are fighting very nicely against these Zealots. He should be focusing down some drones here now, just right-clicking them down, using the DTs at the same time. Jaedong is starting to fall apart here. Hydras are dying here in the natural. How many drones have been killed by those DTs as well? I imagine it's quite a few. At least some were forced to be pulled away. We didn't get a good shot of that, though. 3rd base looks kind of scant in terms of the number of drones at that location, so I think quite a few got picked off. Guess we missed that with the Observer. 2 more Dark Templars going to try and make their way into the main. Unfortunately for Best, though, there are these Overlords present. And Mutas are now on the field. The lack of Stargate tech here for Best is going to give an opportunity to Jaedong. Jaedong has this potential to dive in and get some probe kills. Maybe pick off some Templar and stuff. There is, of course, a Dark Archon there. If you skip the Stargate tank, you really need something to deal with these Mutas. Otherwise, your opponent can just go Muta forever. And it's going to be that Dark Archon with Maelstrom. Second Dark Archon. So really investing here in that Maelstrom spell can be very, very useful. Even against large clumps of Hydra, Maelstrom plus Storm, incredibly powerful spell. Combination of spells. And I don't know, this is quite an investment into that Maelstrom though. Right, we've got 2 Dark Archons, and if we look at the supply, 86 to 89, Best just barely leading right now. So much supply here for Jaedong. Oh, flying through, not enough energy. 5 more energy is needed for that Maelstrom. Unfortunate stuff there for Best. Okay, he's got the energy now. He can go for it. Will he get the Maelstrom? There it is. Maelstrom comes down. Where's the Storm? Storm. Maelstrom doesn't last that long. Oh, a little bit short, but he does get a couple of those Mutas, and he does a lot of damage there. Some Lurkers being morphed on high ground. I think these Lurkers can hit. I think these Lurkers can hit the miners here on the low ground. The probes on the low ground are not safe right now. And Jaedong surpassing Best in supply. This guy is macroing just insane right now. No, can't hit the probes. A little bit out of range there. So Jaedong not able to get those pot shots in, but he does have a beautiful position there on that high ground. That is a scary, scary spot. Oh my gosh. If only he could hit that with these Lurkers. All of those probes on that one mineral patch. He probably could have won the game just off of that, but for now, these Lurkers are just going to be chilling on the high ground. Not really useful for the moment. The moment that Best starts to move out, though, Jaedong pops his head in here and kills a couple of cannons. If he makes enough of a dent in those cannons there, he might be able to break this location. A bunch more Hydras coming up. He's going to be hitting this counterattack right as Best goes across the map. Whoa. A lot of Lurkers moving through the middle. Not really in the right position to defend against this big group of Zealot Dragoon High Templar. Now, Jaedong actually not pulling the trigger on that counterattack. Best is going to be moving around the map. He is shaking a base in the bottom left as well. That's a kind of a secret base. I don't think that Jaedong will scout that anytime soon. I feel like Jaedong definitely could have taken that done that counterattack and just allowed Best to either just make the decision, come back and defend his base, or run into masses of Lurkers that are on this side of the map. It would have been a difficult choice, but now Jaedong spreading his units out all over. He's also sending a bunch of units down to the bottom left. How does he know? Okay, he just knows. This guy's gamer sense is out of control here. He's able to figure out exactly what Best is thinking. He cancels that base. Nicely done. And Best has to deal with this attack in the back of his natural and has to get out on the map and do something about this expansionistic Zerg taking a 4th base in the top left-hand corner. How do you get over there as Protoss right now? I guess maybe you go all the way around. This is a very wide open map in the middle, so maybe he can get around all of these Lurkers and send a group of Zealots to the top left-hand corner to clear that. But if he allows that 4th base to go up, things are going to get a lot harder here for Best. Now, where is Best going to take his 4th base, or 3rd base, excuse me? I feel like he's got to take it down there at the 6 o'clock. Start to build up some cannons down there. Maybe kill some assimilators. Try to make sure that Jaedong can't easily assault that location. He really does need this 4th base now, though. Excuse me, I keep saying 4th base, but this is just his 3rd. He needs to get a third base going here, and he needs it like yesterday. So he's going to start to take that now. Jaedong gets Maelstrom'd here in the middle. Does pick off a Templar, but not really able to get much more. I don't know why they're focusing on this Cybernetics core. There's nothing going on with it. Killing off this assimilator, that would be huge. If he gets that assimilator, no. Jaedong going to stop these Zealots from taking that out. That'll force a reaction here from Best. If Best could have taken down that assimilator a little bit early, or a little bit earlier, he could have closed off that area from reinforcements. No units would have been able to get through that spot. And it looks like he will be able to do that now. Just bringing up the Storms, bringing up the Dragoons as well. Moving his army nicely here into position. Best will be able to secure that location. So, 3rd base secured. Oh my god. What is he doing? Best. Getting a Protoss. Yeah, getting an upgrade for his air weapons or something. Air weapons or air armor. One or the two. Oh, wait a minute. Does he not have range? Oh no. Does the Dragoons not have range right now? Oh my god. I think that he might have just forgotten range. The air weapon makes no sense at all. So it must have been range. Oh, that's so painful. Best without range. He's built so many Dragoons here. And actually, I think he's going to miss his opportunity to do anything with these Dragoons because Jaedong's quickly going up into Hive. And he's going to have Defilers here soon. That's going to be Dark Swarm on the Lurkers and making them basically invincible to Dragoon Fire. Actually, truly invincible to Dragoon Fire when they're underneath that Dark Swarm. So that is painful, man. Really, really painful for Best. Now, looks like Jaedong going to kill these assimilators on this side and potentially take the 3 o'clock base as well. He's also taking another base up at the top left-hand corner. He's spread out Lurkers. Crazy amounts of spread Lurkers, and it looks like a drop coming in here to 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock drop. Lings are coming in as well. Crackling is not quite finished yet. Wait, okay, maybe not. Fake drop, okay. Jaedong, no drop there. It's a little bit weird to send 5 overlords into your opponent's base, but I definitely thought that was a drop. Wow, that's so many Lurkers. Holy cow. Crazy amounts of Lurkers and a lot of Lings to back that up as well. Definitely no lack of fodder here for these Lings. The moment that an engagement happens, there's just going to be huge waves of Lings and Hydras pouring forward to cover for these Hydras, or cover for these Lurkers, excuse me. Look at that. Best just not able to take any fights right now. I feel like he needs to start using and utilizing these Dragoons now that he's got range. Using these Dragoons is a top priority here. Try to break through some of these Lurkers, because otherwise Jaedong could just sit here forever behind his Lurkers. He'll get Defilers out. He'll start throwing down Dark Swarms, and you'll never, ever break this. Okay, finally, Best starting to walk forward with his Dragoons, trying to kill some of these Lurkers, but the Retribution, the attack is just coming straight back at him. Nice Maelstrom and a Storm to follow that up. Does manage to pick off 1 Templar, but Best doing a pretty good job taking good trades against this. His supply is maxed. Another base coming up on this high ground, but Jaedong gonna sense that, picks that off. Best not gonna get that base. And another great Maelstrom there in the center. No Storm to follow this one up, though, unfortunately. Jaedong reaching 180 supply. This is where Zerg starts to get really, really scary with mass crackling, huge amounts of macro hatches, and Defilers popping out as well. I'm surprised we don't see Defilers as of yet. We should have Defilers up here to prevent these Dragoons from making any headway. This is surprising to me. A lot of lurkers being sent over to this side, moving his lurkers where they are needed. Jaedong leaving the left side open a little bit, but reinforcing his army here on the right-hand side. Best starting to send his zealots forward. Big storms there on that clump of lurkers, and Defilers finally reaching the front lines here, but just a bit too late. Coming up to that front line, trying to consume and throw down some Darkstorm, but everything is already dead. Oh my god, Jaedong spent all of his bank. He's down to just 134 supply, and the lurker number has completely dwindled here. Wow, man, I really feel like there was some sort of error here by Jaedong not getting those Defilers out earlier. I mean, he is on 5 base right now. 5 base, 4 gases. He had an insane number of lurkers. He's had that lair for quite a long time, but the Defilers just weren't present there for that attack, and Best actually manages to take map control while Jaedong has to sit back here and kind of turtle up. That's not a good situation to be in. Of course, Jaedong could turn this around. He could end up wiping this army but with a big surround, but it's going to be a challenge. A Dark Swarm does go down. One of the Defilers got picked off, but he's going to hop back through that Nidus with the Defiler, make sure that he doesn't get picked off by the feedback. That is a big threat right here. The feedback, very, very annoying for the Zerg player. If you can just use 50 energy to kill a Defiler, that is insane value. So he has to keep his Defilers safe from that. Now, the Assimilators have gone down here at 12 o'clock. That means that the Best can't easily get through that area and try to pick off 12 o'clock. So Jaedong, although the minerals are mined out there, is still gassed for a little while. And that is very nice for Jaedong to keep that gas income coming. A base in the center right is coming up as well. Some drones transferred over to that location. Best gonna need a 4th base here very soon. He's doing a great job taking engages and roaming around the map, but he definitely needs income if he wants to keep this up. He's really only mining off of 1 base at this moment, and he's trying to crack through this location. A big plague there on tons of zealots and dragoons. You cannot break through there. Jaedong throws this army back, and Best gonna have to find other locations to break through. Does put down a really nice Maelstrom, gonna deal with these Hydras very nicely, but still in kind of the same conundrum here. He can't break into any location. He needs a 4th base very badly. There we go, seeing a 4th base come up. At least he doesn't lose his army. And he has a lot of Archons in this group. He's still, of course, mining gas at these 2 locations, the natural and the main. So that is, of course, very good for him. We'll be able to produce plenty of Templar from those bases, and of course lots of Archons. Oh no! Jaedong gonna lose this, or gonna pick off this Nexus once again, maybe. Okay, actually, Zealots are here, and they should be able to stop this from going down. Oh god, oh god, oh god. 100 HP, 112, 190. Oh, he saves it. He actually saves it. Jaedong coming in with a big drop here to the main, though. Tons of lurkers and Lings just gonna rip this infrastructure apart. Where's Best's army? Oh my god, Best's army all the way over here in the center left. So far away from where it needs to be right now, which is the main base. Actually, about as far away as is possible on this map. Gonna send some units back to try and deal with this, but he still needs to defend this 4th. He still needs to get that mining going. His infrastructure is being annihilated here. Does he have the observers? Yes, he does. He will be able to clear this out. Looks like he will even save that forge as well, though it is no longer required for upgrades. 3-3 is done. Might want to get the upgrade for for shields here eventually, but that's still a ways off. We need to see Best basically take the entire bottom left before that's even a consideration. Looks like Jaedong coming down towards this natural, making a big counterattack happen right now. There's really not much over here for Best. He needs to quickly scramble and bring his army back home. There's only a few Zealots and a few Storms here, and Jaedong has a massive supply. He's actually leading in supply right now, up at 150. Lings are just pouring in here. Zealots doing a good job of fighting against them, but now with just Zealots versus Hydra and Lurker, these Lings are going to break through, and Jaedong is about to rout the main. Can Best clear this? He absolutely has to clear this and hold on to his production if he wants to have any chance of holding on this game. Down in the bottom left, there's still quite a bit of stuff down there. I wonder if Best should just send everything back home right now, because he's got plenty of cannons over in that location, and more is being sent down here by Jaedong. Tons of Lurkers, tons of Lings coming up here, and the last of the Templars go down. Just a few Dragoons and some Archons, all that we have to fight here. As Best gonna go up into the main base. Maybe he can hold from this high ground, potentially, possibly. Does he have Storms for this? Yes, he does. A couple of Templar do pop out. We'll make another Archon. Oh, doesn't quite make that Archon, unfortunately. A Lurker's gonna run up this ramp. There's no Storm here. Wait, where's the Storm? Storm! Oh, the Storms on this ramp are pretty darn good. He's really gonna clear these Lurkers efficiently, unless he just runs back and forth with his Zealots and does nothing. That's unfortunate. Some of these Lurkers do manage to get up on top and get into the main base as these gateways go down. Best will be running out of options here. All of his production is being destroyed. His pylons are going down. GG. He taps out. He chaps out. And that is that. Best has been eliminated. Jaedong gonna move on to the final game. Wow, I did not expect he gets a little clapper from KCM. Very, very nice stuff from him. Another long and late game from Jaedong, showing up huge here in this week of KCM. Haven't seen this type of performance out of Jaedong for a very long time. It's so refreshing to see him on top of his game here, able to take down both Best and Light in long macro games. That is awesome, guys. A strong Jaedong is good for Broodwar in general. Jaedong, such a big name, such a commanding presence in Broodwar. He's been around forever, and him being in good shape in general is just fantastic for the game. It's going to get more people to watch. It's going to get more views on ASL and KCM, and that's fantastic. That's awesome. I love it. I want to see how Jaedong does here against Snow, though, who is really top tier Protoss play in this current age. I think that Mini also in about the same tier in terms of his Protoss versus Zerg, maybe even a tier above Snow. He got knocked out very, very quickly by Jaedong, though. We'll see if Snow suffers the same fate, or if we'll end up getting a nice long game, guys. That's coming up next in our final game. Let's get it going. Snow versus Jaedong. All right, now it's time for our final game. KCM 2022 Season 3 Week 5. It is Jaedong here in the top right-hand corner, and Snow in the blue in the top left of Arachnoid, Neo Arachnoid, the latest version of this old map. Kind of funny to be ending on this kind of crazy map here, but should be an interesting game. We'll see how it goes. Guys, thank you so much for bearing with me through this cast. I know my voice is kind of fucked up right now. Call me Baritone SC. I've been coughing all day, and yeah, I just don't sound like myself, I know. But thank you very much for bearing with me now. If you guys like what you see, if you've been enjoying this cast and all the casts on the channel, I really hope that you will consider hitting the subscribe button. liking the video, hitting the notification bell as well. Really helps me out, guys. Thank you to everyone who supports me on Patreon as well. We're about to hit 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you hit that bell, guys, because we're going to be having a subscriber event to celebrate that the goal, the 1,000 subscribers, getting back to 1,000 subs after a whole year after my first account was banned. It's taking quite a while, but we did it. Or we've almost done it. We're almost there. And it'll be kind of an impromptu event, so you're not going to want to miss that, you guys. So make sure that you do hit that notification bell. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So in this game, we haven't really seen too much so far. Just this Stargate being built here off of one base from Snow. Jaedong going into one base lair. Me clearing his chrysalis quickly as he can. Get that base out here. 4 chrysalis does take quite a long time to clear with just 2 lings, so surprised he didn't want to build maybe 2 more. Would have been twice as fast. And his hatch could have come down here a little bit sooner, but you can see the Spire Tech comes down there. The hatchery comes down just shortly after. Jaedong capped out here at 17 of 17, but he knows he doesn't need to produce anything, any lings or anything to hold off a zealot or whatever. So he can just sit here with everything maxed out, or with a supply block, doesn't really matter. He's just gonna pop out, make sure that he has enough overlords when the time comes to pop out 3 Mutalisk. The moment that this is ready. And he will also be clearing that 3rd base right away as well. You can see how long the supply block is, but really it doesn't matter at all. There we go, finally gets that overlord out. But he's got all the drones that he needs. He's got the tech that he needs, and he's building his bases. So I think that this is a really nicely well thought out game plan here on the side of Jaedong. Everything's kind of lining up. I can see the ideas coming together here for him. And I really like this approach here to this kind of weird map. I think Jaedong taking advantage very, very nicely of the way that this map functions, of the way that these 2 races function on this map. He's going to get over here now with the 2 Scourge, possibly get a Corsair. I doubt it. But that cannon is not quite finished yet, so there's potential. I'm going to come in here, just checking things out. Doesn't see any Corsairs because the vision range of these Scourge are so incredibly low, so not able to find those 2 Corsairs. Good hiding there from Snow. And Jaedong will be thrown back, but Snow doesn't have the ability to take a natural base just yet. That's a problem. You actually can't take a base right now. And Jaedong has 2 additional bases. He's on 3 base here. He's going to start to drone those locations up slowly while building up his Mutalisk count. He's going to prevent these Chrysalists from going down. And he's going to threaten continuously diving on these Corsairs with his Scourges. So, looks like this Corsair going to come from behind. Can he actually get a good fight here? Beautifully done. Snow just surprising Jaedong there. Don't expect the Corsairs to come from that angle. So, he gets a few hits off and Jaedong has no choice but to fly away. He wasn't on top of it, able to send those Scourge at the Corsairs immediately, and you really have to have them flying directly to the Corsair. Otherwise, you're just never going to connect. So, 6 Corsairs are out now. +1 is about to be finished. Jaedong, I think he should be researching +1 armor here for the air. That would be what makes the most sense in this situation. Could even go for +2 air armor when on an island map like this, because you don't need any additional buildings to get that +2. You can just go ahead and get that right away, whereas Snow is going to have to build a... what's it called? Okay, we've got someone diving in now. Oh! Beautiful use of those Scourges. Picks that off. Excellently done there by Jaedong. Now the Scourge coming forward here with these Mutas. Just going to dive right on top of the Corsairs. Corsairs cannot turn around and fight right now. They will have to eventually, but Jaedong's forced everything back. He's going to get this Nexus possibly. Okay, these 2 Zealots being a problem here in the main base. Going to pick off a couple of drones. And Jaedong will have to run these drones away. He's going to have to bring his Mutas back, and that natural base, I think, from Snow will end up going up as a result. Excuse me. I was going to say before, a fleet beacon is what you need in order to get +2 attack for air as a Protoss. So that's going to take some time. Another couple drones going down here. Very annoying stuff. Jaedong now stabilizing, has the supply lead. And he could come forward here. He gets another Corsair or 2. He can come forward here with the additional Scourge. And this Mutalisk just get in here and stop the space from coming up. That'll just stifle Snow out of this game. If he can't get another gas going very soon, he's going to be in so much trouble. Scourge come forward, kill a bunch of these Corsairs, and he can just split these. If he splits, no, he's not really splitting, but he's got the Scourge coming up. This is going to be it. All of the Corsairs go down. This natural base dies. Snow sending a shuttle down towards the 3rd base, but the real story is over here in the natural of Snow. Wow, this is amazing. Jaedong gonna turn around, get the reverse all kill. He even picks off the shuttle. Oh my goodness. Reverse all kill coming here for Jaedong. I actually can't believe my eyes what we're watching here today. Jaedong making a brilliant comeback and absolutely dominating, showing us exactly how to play on Neo Arkanoid. You gotta imagine Zerg players are taking notes. This is a map on the ASL. This is a map in the ASL pool, and Jaedong making it look so easy, keeping his opponent on 1 base, just crushing him right now. Mutas are gonna run over these Corsairs. Nothing he can do. GG. Snow taps out. Beautiful game there from Jaedong. You can absolutely see the planning coming into place here. He even gets the Clapper, of course. Clapper, I think, like 4 times in a row here from KCM. Must be a Jaedong fan. And there's the all kill, man. Jaedong gets the all kill prize. He beat Mini, Snow, and Best. So he gets an additional, I believe it's about $1,300 if I'm not mistaken. 1,500 Korean won. I'm going to look that up, actually. We're going to go into the final screen and find out how much that's actually worth. All right, so I took a look at that. All kill prize, 1,400,000 won, is about $1,000 US. Damn, US dollar is strong right now, man. It's kind of pissing me off, actually. I'm planning to go to the US here pretty soon, and the Canadian dollar just keeps dropping against the US. Pretty frustrating, actually. It was way higher earlier in the year, and now it's completely tanky. Anyway, that's besides the point. Jaedong takes home $1,000 for his games today, and a beautiful performance it was. He deserves it. Absolutely, 100%. Bringing Zerg to that final victory, getting that additional point over Protoss. Terran's still dead last. And basically dead. Look at them. 0 points. Are you freaking kidding me? That's crazy. There's gonna have to be some sort of mix up here. This might be a premonition. This might be a sign here, guys, that it's gonna be a Zerg versus Protoss ASL finals. I'm just guessing. But looking at the recent results here, it's starting to look that way, guys. It's really starting to look that way. So we'll see. We'll see how that ends up going. Terran, 0 points. Hopefully they can come it back. I know you Terran boys crying out there. Swearing off ASL. Don't swear off ASL. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. ASL is still ongoing, so try to avoid any spoilers for KCM or ASL in the comments, guys. I love you. Have a great rest of your week. We got another KCM coming out this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.